I'll be speaking something from Sri Aurobindo's diary. और जो टाइटल है वो एक्सपीरियंसिंग थ्रू Sri Aurobindo's words करके है, but more or less it's about his experience, and then we'll discuss about this thing called Anand Brahman जो Sri Aurobindo ने लिखा बताया है. तो तो पहले वो डायरी से मैं एक्सपीरियंस बताऊंगा उनका पढ़ के, और उसके बाद एक तरीके से सिंथेसिस ऑफ योगा में उन्होंने ये चीजें लिखी हुई हैं, जो सारी प्रोटोकॉल्स हैं, एक तरीके से प्रोसेस हैं. तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएंगे, फिर आप डिस्कस भी कर सकते हैं. तो ये 24 जनवरी 1913 की उनकी उनकी है, लगभग 100 रिकॉर्ड ऑफ योगा. हाँ, तो रिकॉर्ड ऑफ योगा बेसिकली उनकी आप समझ रहे. तो ये बेसिकली 100 साल पहले उनको ये सारे एक्सपीरियंस हुए थे यहाँ पे. तो उन्होंने लिखा है ये कि द दृष्टिज, और ये एग्जैक्टली मैंने वैसे ही उठाया है सर. सो द दृष्टिज ब्रैकेट में शब्द एक्सेट्रा वर्ड डिलीवर्ड फ्रॉम द हेजिटेशंस of the intellect by definite proof of sparsh other than the touch of rain and prakash of the truth of the other drishtis. Subsequently, sparsh drishti received a great increase of intensity and rain and wind of the other world. तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, रेन एंड द विंड ऑफ द अदर वर्ल्ड, मतलब इस वर्ल्ड की बात नहीं हो रही है. तो रेन एंड द विंड ऑफ द अदर वर्ल्ड वर एक्चुअली फेल्ट एज इन द जेल. तो मुझे लगता है बहुत सारे लोगों को पता होगा कि शेरन का एक्सपीरियंस जेल से ही स्टार्ट हुआ था सारा, जो उनको एक्सपीरियंस हुआ था. सबसे पहले तो वो जब जेल में थे, अलीपुर जेल में थे, तो तभी उनको ये एक्सपीरियंसेस हुए थे, और उसके बाद से ही उन्होंने एक तरीके से क्रांतिकारी वो छोड़ के वो पूरा स्पिरिचुअल पाथ पे आ गए थे. तो उसी के बारे में वो रिकलेक्ट भी कर रहे हैं, और उनका एक्सपीरियंस मतलब ऑब्वियसली जेल वाला एक मेरे ख्याल से अलीपुर वाला पहले एक इंसिडेंट था, और ये बाद में उन्होंने यही चीज उनको होती गई जैसे जैसे उनकी माइंड की एक्सपेंशन होता गया. तो उसी संबंध में वो लिख रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं. सो ही इज राइटिंग हियर, the drishtis were delivered from the hesitation of the intellect by definite proof of sparsh other than the touch of rain and prakash of the truth of other drishtis. Subsequently, sparsh drishti received a great increase of intensity, and rain and wind of the other world were actually felt as in the jail. फिर उन्होंने इस चीज को इम्पैक्टिक लिखा, नॉट इन टचेस बट इन अ कंपोजिट एंड वेल मेटेरियलाइज एक्सपीरियंस. जैसे कि हम लोग इस वर्ल्ड को छू पा रहे हैं वेल मेटेरियलाइज इस तरीके से अपने सेंसेस से, इसी तरीके से उनको सुप्रामेंटल लेवल पे, सुप्रामेंटल भी उन्होंने वर्ड दिया है, तो उसी तरीके से उनको वो सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस बहुत ही कॉन्क्रीटली हो रहे थे. और एक चीज उन्होंने लिखी, हेजिटेशन ऑफ इंटेलेक्ट डिलीवर्ड फ्रॉम द हेजिटेशन ऑफ इंटेलेक्ट. तो इतनी उन्होंने मास्टरी कर ली थी कि इंटेलेक्ट के जो प्रेशर है उसको वो मतलब एक तरीके से हटा पाए, और उस जो जो एक्सपीरियंस जो ऑलरेडी कॉस्मिक कॉन्शियसनेस में है उसको वो पूरी तरीके से एब्जॉर्ब कर पाते. तो rain intensity and rain and wind of the other world were actually felt as in the jail, not in touches but in a composite and well materialized experience. At night, dream remained stationary. तो ये भी एक नॉर्मल जो मूवमेंट होता है हमारे मेडिटेशन में, जब वी स्टार्ट विद द वेकिंग स्टेट, ठीक है, वेकिंग स्टेट से वी ऑल स्टार्ट, एंड देन वी गो, इफ वी हैव द कंसंट्रेशन एंड वी हैव द ग्रेस, देन वी विल बी एबल टू मूव टुवर्ड्स ड्रीम स्टेट. दैट कॉन्शियसली, यूजली अनकॉन्शियसली तो रोज ही अभी हम लोग 7-8 घंटे बाद ड्रीम करना शुरू कर देंगे, बट the moment we start doing these things consciously, it becomes meditation. तो और उस मेडिटेशन में वी आर मोस्टली कनेक्टेड विद आवर गुरुज, जिनको हमने माना है, क्योंकि यूजली लोग सोचते हैं कि मैंने शेरविन को पकड़ रखा है, बट इट्स द अदर वे अराउंड. तो उन्होंने हम लोगों को पकड़ रखा है. तो if we are chosen and if we are here and we are sitting here and listening अपना संडे वो करके, तो ऑब्वियसली कहीं ना कहीं उन्होंने ही हमको मतलब वो कर रखा है ना, मतलब the other way around always. So so when we sort of move from waking to dream to deep sleep and then beyond sleep, so then it becomes the perfect meditation. तो अभी हम लोग जो करते हैं वो मोस्टली कंसंट्रेशन होता है. So basically, that's the evolution of बुद्धि, that's the evolution of mind, जो कि पूरा इंटीग्रल योग में मैप करके उन्होंने हम लोगों को बताया हुआ है. So I chose this because this is directly from master's diary. So इससे अच्छा क्या होता है कि हम सीधे वही पढ़ें जो उन्होंने लिखा है डायरेक्ट. अदरवाइज और लोग तो उसको इस तरीके से तो तो यहाँ पे कुछ चीजें बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है जो मतलब वो है कि इन्होंने लिखा है कि अदर वर्ल्ड वर एक्चुअली फेल्ट एज इन जेल नॉट इन टचेस बट इन अ कंपोजिट एंड वेल मटेरियल एक्सपीरियंस एट नाइट ड्रीम रिमेन स्टेशनरी एंड स्पर्श दृष्टि रिसीव्ड अ ग्रेट इंक्रीज इन इंटेंसिटी एंड रेन एंड ऑफ द अदर वर्ल्ड. तो ये सारे इस डायरी में उन्होंने रिकॉर्ड योगा में वैदिक टर्मिनोलॉजी को यूज करते हुए लिखा है. जो दृष्टि टर्म है is basically is a technical term if you read Vedas. मतलब अगर आप सीक्रेट ऑफ वेदास में पढ़ेंगे तो दृष्टि इज नॉट द ऑर्डिनरी साइट दैट वी हैव नाउ एंड दृष्टि एंड श्रुति. So these two are the Vedic terms that usually sadhak of integral yoga or any other yoga अगर आज कोई भी कर रहा है. So so drishti is not the byproduct of I must say the organ eye the organ, but it's the inner eye which the person sort of there will be an awakening and the person will be start to have the experience. So दृष्टि इसलिए उन्होंने इसको स्पर्श दृष्टि का है बिकॉज देन the mind organ will become वो ऐसे एक्टिवेटेड सो टू स्पीक. आज की अगर लोकल लैंग्वेज में आते हैं तो it will be activated and it will start receiving these influences which is not from the just from this world like we receive from our sensory organs but from the higher influences जैसे हम psychic word बहुत यूज होता है. आपने साइकिक बीइंग का शायद सुना होगा ना. साइकिक बीइंग है ये word. Psychic being is basically is not something which is organized on the surface. So psychic being you have to discover when you go and deep into the meditation. And it's not usually on the surface and it's not very how do I say जितना आसानी से लोग बता देते हैं कि हाँ उतना वो है नहीं. मतलब you have to delve deep to get into these touches. And I mean theoretically it's very easy that psychic being is there and but psychic is not organized on the surface. तो क्योंकि ये सारे जो एक्सपीरियंस होते हैं ये हमारे साइकिक में स्टोर होते रहते हैं यूजुअली. And the moment we leave all the other experience received from the sensory organs, we get to touch these sort of these areas जहाँ पे साइकिक की जो इन्फ्लुएंस है वो हमको मिलना शुरू हुआ. And as psychic is basically the storehouse for these kind of experiences, I would say. तो ये तो मैंने बनाया था. जी 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 जी. तो ये उनकी डायरी थी. अब क्या है कि उस समय बिकॉज ही इज बीन राइटिंग as you might know that he's been writing his diary, then he's writing synthesis of yoga, he's writing Savitri. तो ऑब्वियसली एक्सपीरियंस तो एक ही रहेगा बट उन्होंने सिंथेसिस ऑफ योगा में उसके लिए प्रोसेस लिखी है. So that's what I'm saying that if you are in integral yoga, it's the ultimate thing because there are a lot of yogis and a lot of sadhus right now की हो गई. So he has written something which cannot be I think repeated again on the earth. So it's that comprehensive and that wide and so this is the Anand Brahman expressing consciousness basically जो उनकी ये जो experience है because there are a lot of sheath in yoga when we enter the meditation. Then we cross over these sheaths. So there are koshas, you know. So and then at the end we go toward this Anandamay Purush. So there's a mantra, no, Anandamay, Chaitanyamay, Satyamay, and all these things. So basically तो हम लोग उसको ऐसे ही मतलब बोल गए अपना. But this is very technical thing. When you get to the root of हाँ मतलब उसके उसमें आप जाएंगे तो these are the purushas actually basically and the yogi enter through these purushas towards the ultimate which is Satyamay, which is the ultimate reality which everyone is looking around so to speak. तो दिस इज द आनंदमय मतलब ये जो एक्सपीरियंस था दिस इज ऑल्सो ऑफ द आनंदमय कोर्स दैट द माइंड itself इज डिलीवर्ड फ्रॉम द इंटेलेक्ट मतलब इंटेलेक्ट के उससे प्रेशर से पूरा रिलीज हो चुका है एंड इट्स एक्सपीरियंसिंग द वर्ल्ड जो भी उसके आसपास हो रहा है चाहे वो ह्यूमन वर्ल्ड हो चाहे वो प्लांट वर्ल्ड हो चाहे वो एनर्जीज ऑल दीज एज देयर ओन मेंटल एनर्जीज rather than there is a separation between the two like right now so it will be experiencing the entire thing as the one and oneness maybe with the other ladder you scale the ladder so this is the Anand Brahman expressed in consciousness अब इन्होंने अब ये I would have so this is written in this is I've taken from synthesis of yoga जहाँ पर उन्होंने explain की है पूरी चीजें कि what is the process of this because he has been experiencing and then subsequently writing about the experience so nobody has done something like that so he has written here that for all joy beauty love peace delight are outflowing from the Anand Brahman all delight of the spirit, the intellect, the imagination, aesthetic sense, ethical aspiration, satisfaction, action, life, body, everything. And through all ways of our being, the divine can touch us and make use of them to awaken and liberate the spirit. So basically, the entire endeavor of yoga and the entire endeavor of meditation is to liberate the spirit from all the burden of the intellect and but to reach the Anand Brahman in itself, the mental reception of it must be subtilized, spiritualized, universalized, discharged of everything that is turbid and limiting. So why are we doing meditation at all? I mean, why not we just go on with our lives and do whatever thing we want to do? So the reason we are doing meditation at all is to experience these states, is to universalize our individualized consciousness, which is lodged locally, and to expand it beyond the walls of the mortal mind. So that's the whole idea. So that's what he is writing here. But to reach the Anand Brahman itself, the mental reception, because ये यहाँ से आपका हमेशा चलता रहता है अभी भी it's moving, it's not like it's static. So the mental reception of it must be subtilized. तो जितना लाइक एक जन्म में आपने इतना पढ़ लिया फिर एक जन्म में आपने 7 पढ़ लिया फिर मतलब because 70-80 years is nothing for if you think in terms of earth years so it's very it's, it's a small number it's a constant endeavor that we must do so but to reach the Anand Brahman in itself the mental reception of it must be subtilized spiritualized so the more we get into the subtle part of our mental being the more we will be able to recollect and regain these experiences by the way these experiences are not uh, manufactured so to speak they are already there so we just have to discover in our meditation so that's why we need to unlearn what we have learned, unlearn from the memory, unlearn from the intellect, and separate us from the intellect. But to reach the Anand Brahman himself, the mental reception of it must be subtilized, spiritualized, universalized, discharge of everything that is turbid and limiting. For उन्होंने आगे बताया, for when we draw quite near or enter into it, it is by an awakened spiritual sense of transcendent and a universal delight which exists within. So this sense is already there in the human being. It's not something borrowed from any other place. It's been latent. It's there. It's installed. The divine is installed within all of us. It's just that we have to uncover it through the meditation, through the process. So, for when we draw quite near or enter into it, it is by an awakened spiritual sense of a transcendent and a universal delight which exists within and yet behind and beyond the contradictions of the world, and to which we can unite ourselves through a growing, universal, and spiritual or transcendental ecstasy. So, we talk about unity of this and that, we talk about world union, we talk about all the big political leaders talk about union, right? But union cannot be done on the basis of documents and agreements, and policies and these kind of things. But instead, what he has written that we can unite ourselves through a growing universal and spiritual और ट्रांसेंडेंटल एक्सटेसी मतलब अंदर ही ये सारी चीजें हमारे हैं So we just have to grow into this being. We have to grow into this scale of mind, so that we can experience ourselves as the universal being. So now he has written this experience, and he has mentioned that there are three ways. But this is more like a technique or a process. This is also I have taken from Synthesis of Yoga, कि कैसे ब्रह्मांड तीन तरीके से हम लोग एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हैं. So Brahman always revealed himself to us in three ways. This is his writing. So Brahman always revealed himself to us in three ways: within ourselves, above our plane, and around us in the universe. तो उन्होंने बताया कि विद इन अस, अब ये सारा मेडिटेशन की टेक्निकलिटी के बारे में उन्होंने बताया. सो ही नोज एवरीथिंग अबाउट द थर्ड आई एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स दैट lot of yogis on YouTube are, giving lectures on these things. So he was a rishi, so he knows all these mystical experiences. Obviously, otherwise he couldn't have written such literature. So he has written that within us there are two centers of Purusha, the inner soul through which he touches us to our awakening. तो उन्होंने कहा कि तीन तरीके से ब्रह्मांड है: विद इन, अबव एंड अराउंड अस. Within us there are two centers of the Purusha, the inner soul through which he touches us to our awakening. There is the Purusha in the lotus of the heart, which opens upward all our powers, and the Purusha in the thousand petal lotus, when descend through the thought and will, opening the third eye in us. सो सो दिस इज दी, जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो हम लोग को भी इस तरीके से मिल सकता है जो उनको जेल में हुआ था. वो यही बता रहे हैं कि इस तरीके से होता है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई ही इज रिटन कि वही लोग करें उसको, मतलब पढ़ें. So within us there are two centers of Purusha, the inner soul through which he touches us to our awakening. There is the Purusha in the lotus of the heart, जिसको हम लोग हृदय चक्र बोलते हैं. So there is a Purusha in the lotus of the heart which opens upward all our powers. तो जो इनर जैसे कुंडलिनी वगैरह बोला गया ना, तो ये जो पूरी जो शक्ति है वो फिर ऊपर जाना शुरू होगी. एंड इट विल बी देन एक्सपीरियंस एज अ वन माइंड. मतलब जो हम लोग का इसका सब बेकार हो जाएगा, पूरा जो सेंस से जो आ रही चीजें, इट विल बी स्टॉप, एंड देन देयर विल बी द इनर शक्ति विच विल बी अवेकेंड. So within us there are two centers of the Purusha, the inner soul through which he touches us to our awakening, touches her to our awakening. There is the Purusha of the lotus of the heart which opens upward all our powers, and the Purusha in the thousand petal lotus, whence descend through the thought and will, opening the third eye in us. और जब थर्ड आई होती है तो क्या होता है ये भी उन्होंने लगाया. तो थर्ड आई ओपन, देयर इज अ लाइटनिंग ऑफ विजन एंड द फायर ऑफ द डिवाइन एनर्जी. सो सो देयर विल बी अ कंप्लीट सबमिशन, और जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं ना सरेंडर हो जाना. सरेंडर वर्क भी हमारे इसमें बहुत जल्दी सरेंडर हो गया, सरेंडर. तो दिस इज द ट्रू सरेंडर बेसिकली. सो opening the third eye in us, the lightnings of vision and the fire of the divine energy. So the bliss existence may come to us. Bliss existence is the Anand Brahman. The bliss existence may come to us through either one of these centers. तो किसी भी सेंटर, या चाहे वो हार्ट से आए, चाहे वो आपका इधर से आए, या चाहे वो सहस्त्रधार ऊपर से आए. अब आगे भी उन्होंने लिखा है कि when the lotus of the heart breaks open, we feel a divine joy. So we will feel like an infinite expansion, या हल्का होना शरीर. So he's written all these things in letters also. So, but right now I've taken this from Synthesis of Yoga, because Synthesis of Yoga is more like a process that he, rather than explaining into some sadhaka. So when the lotus of the heart breaks open, we feel a divine joy, love and peace expanding in us. So then we feel like we are expanding, like we are away from this physical body, expanding in us like a flower of light which irradiates the whole being. Okay, and they can then unite themselves with their secret source. तो इसी यूनिटी के बारे में, इसी यूनिटी को योगा कहा गया है. So they can then unite themselves with their secret source, the divine in our hearts, and adore him as in a temple. So that's the whole idea of temple, and that's the whole idea of all these outer work that we do in the waking life, because there is an inner temple installed already within all of us. They can flow upwards to take possession of the thought and the will, and break out upward towards the transcendent. They stream out in the thought and feeling, and act towards all that is around us. So first of all, we'll experience these things within us. So then the experience gets established, and then this experience will start transforming whatever there is around us. So it's two way. I mean, if we talk about the method itself. So he has written that they can then unite themselves with their secret source, the divine in our hearts, and adore him as in a temple. They can flow upward to take the possession of thought. Because if you see the human body, so if you go from the toe and you go to head, so the 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 surge of the chetana or consciousness, this is jad if you go beyond. And here you see is the intense activity, right? अगर इस पार्ट पे हम लोग आए अपने एनाटॉमिकली भी देखें अगर तो इसी टाइप से है बिकॉज वी स्टडी एनाटॉमी एंड ऑल दीस थिंग्स. And then when these centers are obviously not in the physical body. There are many camps कि 7 दिन में चक्रा का खोल देंगे, so that's very so these centers are not in the body. It's a labored tapasya of probably 2 lifetimes or something like that. So that'll enable, you know. So then these centers, then they are not in the body. They are in the dream state. They are in the deep state, sleep state. All these. There the psychic is arranged, not in the waking state. So the divine in our hearts and adore him as in a temple. They can flow upwards to take possession of thought. तो जो यहाँ पे चल रहा है आपका thought में, so this will take possession of the thought, and then it will expand the thought itself. Take possession of the thought and the will and break out upward towards the transcendent. They stream out in thought and feeling and act towards all that is around us. So that is the process that he did. So this is all from Synthesis of Yoga. I can give the reference and you can read it yourself. But then he has written, but so long as our normal being offers any obstacle, or इसीलिए हम लोग, that's why we are doing this meditation and all this, so that our being is in waking state, our being gets remolded. And that's the whole idea. But so long as our normal being offers any obstacle or is not wholly molded into a response to this divine influence, because there is a possibility कि divine तो पकड़ना चाह रहा है और यहाँ हम मतलब नहीं पकड़ मतलब ready नहीं है. So there will be a contradiction, and these processes are very subtle, and they can, if you're not prepared, then there will be a contradiction as well. So, but so long as our normal being offers any obstacle or is not wholly molded into a response to this divine influence or an instrument of this divine possession, the experience will be intermittent. तो ये experience रुक जाएगा. It will be intermittent, and we may fall back constantly into our old mortal habit. But then he has written, but by repetition, and then he has used this word abhyasa in Hindi, or by the force of our desire and adoration of the divine, it will be progressively remolded until this is very important, until this abnormal experience become our natural consciousness. That he has categorically mentioned that this is the abnormal experience. This is not normal to our senses. So this is the abnormal experience that remolded until this abnormal experience becomes our natural consciousness. So that's the whole idea of transformation, because we speak about transformation all the time in this yoga. So what's the transformation? So transformation is simply is not theoretical word. It's something which has to be experienced. And the moment we experience these things, it will start transforming the sight, the hearing, the all the organs that we have, which is connected to the mental body. And the king of the mental body is the Purusha. And that's why there is a chapter in Savitri, Yoga of the King. So the king is used in Sri Aurobindo's terminology as the Purusha, the Purush Suktam which we have in our Vedic sciences. And now he has written further, when the other upper lotus opens, so this was the lotus of the heart. So when the other upper lotus opens, the whole mind becomes full of divine light, joy and power, behind which is the divine, the Lord of our being, Purusha, Lord of our being on his throne with our soul beside him or drawn inward into his rays. So we'll feel that all the thoughts are converted into rays and the light, there are many lights experienced by sadhaks in this yoga. Blue light. If you read the letters on yoga, they have mentioned this. And blue light is there, white light, golden light is बहुत ऊपर है. Golden light is there, and then white light is near. Yeah, white light is there. So when the upper lotus opens, the whole mind becomes full of divine light, joy, and power, behind which is the divine, the Lord of our being on his throne, with our soul beside him or drawn inward into his rays. All the thought and will become then a luminosity. See, right now we are experiencing earth, and the earth power is fragmented as our own mental thought. So that's the whole. If you remove all the things of jobs and personal life and all these things, so on at the species level, this is what is happening at the human species level, because we are human species. सो स्पेशीज लेवल पे अगर आप जाएं तो यही हो रहा है, बाहर की चीज आ रही है अंदर, वो अर्थ से हमने उठाई हुई है, वो आके वो विचार में बन गई है, और वो फिर नीचे चली जाएगी, फिर एक बॉडी बन जाएगी, फिर मतलब दिस इज द एंटायर थिंग व्हिच इज हैपनिंग. बट हियर व्हाट वी आर एस्पायरिंग फॉर इज अ डिवाइन बीइंग. सो डिवाइन माइंड जो है वो ऐसे वर्क नहीं करता है. डिवाइन माइंड का मतलब जो वर्किंग, वो थॉट में फ्रेगमेंटेड नहीं है, बट इट यूनिफाइज एवरीथिंग. So that's the idea, and it unifies as a living light, as opposed to fragmented thoughts. So that's what he has written. That when the upper lotus opens, the whole mind becomes full of divine light, joy, and power, behind which is the divine, the Lord of our being on his throne, with our soul beside him. Because so there is a direct connection between the individual soul and the divine. So right now we are connected with the outer world through the senses, but there is something within us. There is an equation, no? Atman is equal to Brahman. So Atman is the individual divine, and the Brahman is the universal divine. So all the thought and will become then a luminosity, power, and ecstasy in communication. So it's not stopped there. Right now we are also communicating. So he has written in communication with the transcendent. This can pour down towards our mortal members. तो जो चीज हमारे mortal members हैं, जहाँ पे चेतना नहीं है, जहाँ वहां तक हम उसको लाएंगे. सब कॉन्शियस तक लाना, और इनकॉन्शियंट उन्होंने वर्ड यूज किया है अपने इंटीग्रल योग में, अगर आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा, तो वहां तक उस चीज को लाना था. दिस कैन पोर डाउन टुवर्ड्स आवर मॉर्टल मेंबर्स एंड फ्लो बाय देम आउटवर्ड्स ऑन द वर्ल्ड. और फिर वहां से वो बाहर वर्ल्ड में जाती है, मतलब और लोग उससे ट्रांसफॉर्म हो. सो दैट्स द होल थिंग. तो द डिवाइन, तो ये तो अंदर का हो गया. फिर उन्होंने कहा अराउंड अस कैसे. तो द डिवाइन रिवील्स हिमसेल्फ इन द वर्ल्ड अराउंड अस व्हेन वी लुक अपॉन दैट with a spiritual desire of delight that seeks him in all things. So there is often a sudden opening by which the veil of forms is itself turned into revelation. So इस समय जो पूरा जो वर्ल्ड है हमको फॉर्म में दिखता है, राइट? बिकॉज दिस होल वर्ल्ड इज, अंदर हमको थॉट्स में दिखता है, बाहर हमको फॉर्म में दिखता है. So he is saying that, so there is often sudden opening by which the veil of forms is turned into revelation. So then we start to look behind the forms. Behind the form, because the form itself will act as a revelation rather than just a fragmented form. So इस state को he has explained that there is a universal spiritual presence, a universal peace, a universal infinite delight has manifested, immanent, embracing, and all penetrating. So this is how we will feel divine around us after these experiences, or after all these the kriya or the process that will happen within us. So this presence, by our love of it, our delight in it, our constant thought of it, returns and grows upon us. फिर वो कह रहे हैं कि this experience then keeps returning and keeps grows on us, and it becomes a thing that we see, and all else is only a habitation, form and symbol. आपने शायद सुना होगा कि फिर ये चिन्हात्मक प्रकृति, basically a world as a symbol, then you will experience the world as a symbol, not just as a form, but as a symbol of the divine. Like the divine has constituted this world as his own symbol. So that's what he has written. This presence, by our delight in it, our constant thought of it, returns and grows upon us. It becomes the thing that we see, and all else, जो कुछ भी बाहर का होगा बचेगा. So there will be one seer. Thinker तो गया, thinker will be done for good. So there will be one seer, and the one seer which is seeing everything around us, around this state. We see, and all else is only its habitation. मतलब बाकी सब कुछ लॉर्ड की habitation लगे. So that's what you will feel. ये ईशावास्यम इदम सर्वम. So that's ईशा उपनिषद का starting श्लोक ही. That everything is clothed by that light, and you will see everything as one. So all else is only its habitation, form and symbol. तो पूरी वर्ल्ड आपको एज अ सिंबल लगेगा. So there will be nothing else. Even all that is most outward, the body, the form, the sound जो हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, sound में हम लोग perceive करते हैं चीजों को, form में perceive करते हैं, bodies में perceive करते हैं. That's how it is. That's how our mental being works. So so all I'm saying is that आजकल बहुत सारे योगी एक एक YouTube लेक्चर देते हैं. तो शेयरविंद ने तो इतना सब लिखा हुआ है about the experiences, and they gain lot of एक थर्ड आई के बारे में जरा सा बता के. So you can see the difference yourself. It's just that we don't know like like how he has written and what are the things mostly. So even all that is most outward, the body, the form, the sound, whatever our senses sees, जहां तक हमारे senses उस पे कब्जा, जो भी चीज उनके पास आ रही है, are seen as this presence. तो वो सबको उनको यही प्रेजेंस की तरह फील होगा जो आपने अंदर फील किया है. So this is the Vedic life. This is the true Vedic life that our forefathers were living. बहुत साल पहले. So they cease to be physical because everything will be changed from physical to the substance of spirit. So that is the transformation. So there won't be anything physical left when you grow in these experiences. This transformation, so this is what is written. This transformation means a transformation of our own inner consciousness. So when our own inner consciousness gets transformed, the entire world, the physical world, starts automatically changing, and we will start experiencing this delight forever. वापस नहीं है आने का कुछ. So there will be more and more growth, and the being will become more mature as the years pass. So there is only one, there are many experiences in these. So he has explained it in three ways: within us, above us, and around us. So he has written that this transformation means a transformation of our own inner consciousness. We are taken by the surrounding presence into itself, and we become a part of it. So this is the oneness that we aspire for. So this is the divine scene around us and on our own physical plane. जिस पे हम लोग अभी हैं, on our own physical plane, but he may reveal himself above. So this is like the Kundalini and all those things above. We see or feel him as a high uplifted presence, a great infinite of honor, above or in it, our Father in heaven, and do not feel or see him in ourselves or around us. So long as we keep this vision, the mortality in us is quelled by that immortality. तो बाद में फिर उन्होंने लिखा है कि when we possess firmly this consciousness of the Anand Brahman in all these three manifestations, above us, within us, and around us, we have the full oneness of it and embrace all existence in its delight. So basically, in conclusion, I must say that human unity. So this is the unity that Sri Aurobindo wanted to bring through the process of integral yoga, through the mysticism, through the mystical process. And so human unity is not achieved by agreements or institution. It begins when consciousness recognizes itself in all beings. So Sri Aurobindo recorded this transition in real time.